today is the day where I finally do an abysmal spew. You might be wondering why it's been taking me so long to finally do one of these videos. Because I really had no inspiration. Nothing really gripping that made me want to go forth and do that type of video. But other than the fact that my hair is still wet, my hat makes me look like I'm from Children of the Corn, and my face makes me look like I am dead, I'm gonna talk about scary things today. Today I want to talk about something that I've talked about before, but I want to talk a little bit more in depth about it today. I want to talk about zombies and dead things. But I want to talk about movies and TV shows and makeup, or the FX department. I don't have all the names of I don't have any of the names or companies for the FX people in that department because I either couldn't find it or couldn't find it. I'm sure if I did a little bit more research, a little bit more digging, I would have been able to find it. What I mean by like FX crew is like the special effects and the makeup department. But first, I want to start off from the very beginning with Victor Harplermans. I'm slaughtering that name and I feel like Matt's gonna smack me for that. But the 1932 movie of White Zombie, and I mean the actual movie, not the misconstrued Rob Zombie band name thing, or movie, whatever. I actually mean the movie. It's a really pretty good movie. It's awful sound, pretty bad picture, but you know, great for the time. I definitely suggest it. You know, you can't go wrong with the classics usually. So it's definitely a starter movie that I would definitely want to watch. The movie that really started it all, not in a literal sense beginning, but started everything else and was named a classic that it was, is the George Romero's Night of the Living Dead in 1968. This is one of my friend's favorite movies, and I don't blame him. It's a very good movie. I think almost everybody has at least seen it once in their life, whether they're young or old. If you haven't seen it, it's one of those movies that I feel like you just need to see, especially if you really love zombies. Especially if you love zombies. How have you not seen this if you love zombies? You gotta be insane. Wow, this hat really does make me feel like I'm like Malachi or something like that. But I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm okay with it. And then we have the 1978's Dawn of the Dead, which is also a really good one, which is, you know, made in the late 70s, so you know, you got a lot of, it looks very 70s. Stuff like that is definitely the charm of it. Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, they have their times zombies, you know, because I'm the type of person who I really like gory looking zombies, like Super Decay, like Jaws falling off and limbs torn apart, but that's just me and my preference of zombie. I feel like they did a more recently dead looking zombie, if you will. Slightly more accurate to the longer aspect of decay. Maybe, I don't know, supplies that they had then, who knows. But for some of the stuff, especially in like Night of the Living Dead, they have a couple of like really good props that, you know, when I was younger, still kind of creeped me out. So, you know, there's something for the gore maniac, or whatever you want to call it. Goes forward to the more recent movies, and I want to touch on the subject of 28 Weeks Later and the 28 Days Later. Now, my friend Matt from Grown Children, he said he says that those aren't necessarily zombies. And I definitely see his point, and you should definitely ask him, Matt from Grown Children, to do a whole video on why 28 Weeks Later zombies, infected people, are not zombies, because his description is a whole lot better than mine. You know, I always thought they were zombies to me, but the way he explains it makes a whole lot of sense, and you know, I guess it's kind of how you feel in that one. If you want to take it as a zombie movie, sure, but that's more of a feeling thing. I'll leave that part up to you, but in technicality, I feel like Matt's got the right answer. So, you know, I'm gonna leave that one to feeling. Something else that's left to feeling is the 2007 Will Smith lead role of I Am Legend. I never really thought of that as a zombie movie. One, they barely showed any zombies, and two, you know, it seemed more like an infection movie, more mutation than zombie. Which I think is one of the reasons why Matt says the 28 Days Later is not really a zombie movie. So it's put into the category of zombie movie. I'm not really feeling it. Doesn't make it any less of a good movie, but I don't know about no zombie movie. Moving on a little further, the 2009 Dead Snow. If you don't mind reading subtitles, then this movie's probably for you. I believe it's on Netflix, and please, for all of these movies, before I continue, definitely be of age to watch any of these movies and ask parents' permission. I do not want an angry parent yelling at me because I told you to watch a movie because you are underage. So don't do it. Please ask for permission. But Dead Snow is really funny. I definitely love the whole zombie makeup, the way everything looks. Now, if you are sensitive to the subject, please do not watch it because they are about Nazi zombies, and some people are sensitive to the subject of Nazis and stuff like that, which I understand. It happens, you know, different backgrounds. But if you think that stuff is hilarious and you are in the mood for some good kicking Nazi zombie butt, then I definitely recommend this movie. I do believe it is on Netflix still. You can definitely check. I'm not 100% sure if you have to read subtitles in that movie because I watched mine online. Moving right along to funny zombie movies, which would probably be at the top of my list, is the Shaun of the Dead. I love this movie, and pretty much every zombie movie horror aficionado loves this movie as well, and is constantly referenced throughout all time, which there's nothing wrong with that because it's amazing. That movie's really, really funny. Zombies are really, really good. You know, fighting, comedy, zombies, placement, storyline, it's all up to par, and it's just a great movie to watch with the whole family if you are that kind of family, and allow your children to watch that kind of thing, which is absolutely perfectly fine as long as you're a responsible parent and you know what is best for your child. Now, moving on from movies, I want to talk slightly about TV shows. There haven't been very, very many zombie TV shows that I know of off the top of my head. I know a couple of them. And I know quite a few zombie TV shows were kind of pushed under the rug after The Walking Dead came on, which, you know, it's a very, very good show, I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy it. I'm watching it more. I was more of the comic book kind of person, and I kind of picked up after that with like the more Dark Horse comics and the darker stuff, and I don't know, the more darker comics. And definitely that it's gotten more popular. Getting the comic books is a whole lot more easy, and you know, the TV show is quite enjoyable. The zombies, the effects are amazing. That special effects team is just perfect. I love it. The zombies are just, I couldn't have asked for more. Well, I could ask for more, but I want more zombies. The only problem I ever really had with, well, two problems that I ever really had with the Walking Dead TV show is not enough zombie footage. I want to just like go through all of The Walking Dead and cut out all the weird sappy stuff and just show like a good 3-hour long clip of zombies, only zombies, and fighting zombies. I'm into that kind of thing, more artistically, so, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Oh yeah, and the other thing that I really didn't like about Walking Dead, which I kind of just covered, is the like constant drama thing. You know, I wanted to watch something. I guess, you know, you have to kind of have that stuff if you're gonna have like a fluent show and have a plot. But you know, I feel like at first there was a lot of it, you know, and I'm just kind of like breaking in and out of episodes because the first season was just so much this and that and who's baby and who's sleeping with who, and I wasn't really into that. I wasn't interested in that part. I wanted zombies and nothing but zombies. The next one is also a comic book, which I didn't get to read too much in the comic because like my library at the time, well, probably still now, libraries around me didn't really have stuff that was too underground. Like, it had more like popular things and things that were mostly asked for and donated. The TV show iZombie and the comic book iZombie is a really good comic book. A lot of people gave that show crud for being the way it was, but there's a lot of love and romance aspects of it, and a lot of people don't necessarily like that, or some people just have a problem with the women, like a lady role. But you know, it's a good series, and it's definitely a better comic book. I'm definitely a firm believer in one of those people that as a story, book is usually better than the movie. Obviously, the visual representation and the enjoyment visually is a lot better than hallucinating for a couple of hours while you're staring at a dead tree. But I mean specifically story, not the visual aid, because a lot of people get that confused. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. There's a lot more zombie movies, there's a lot more TV shows, and a lot more comic books. So please, if you are any type of interested in zombies, please, there's a whole new world of zombie things. There's also zombie walks, which I believe I've mentioned in another one of my videos. If you are in a amazing town that does this thing called zombie walks, it will be listed somewhere, either in like, I don't know if you would call it like your welcome center or like your library. You could ask about it, or check on the internet if you are not really a people person, which is probably the better way to find it. So, you know, just look up your location. So have a happy zombie-filled day, regardless if it's zombie day or not. So I will talk to you guys later. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Please leave me zombie-filled questions and concerns and comments down below. Oh yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Bye!